Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the class of physics. Today we have to discuss a very important Gauss's law. Gauss was a scientist and a mathematician, German mathematician. He provided a relationship between net electric flux phi and charge q enclosed by a closed surface with a derivation of phi is equal to q divided by epsilon naught. This is called Gauss's law. First of all, we will define it and then we will explain it. Definition. According to this law, the net electric flux through a closed surface is equal to the total charge q enclosed by the surface divided by the permittivity of free space. So phi is equal to q divided by epsilon naught. Now, to explain this law, we need to draw this closed surface in the form of sphere. The point charge plus q is lying at the center of this closed surface, having a distance of r from the periphery of this circle. To calculate the electric flux through the whole surface, we will divide the surface into a number of small patches, each having an area delta A. This is an area delta A. And the electric field passing through this area is E. Now we have to divide all the surface into areas del A1, del A2, del A3, del A4 up to del AN. So the first area is del A1 and the last area is del AN. So we have divided the whole surface into a number of small patches del A1, del A2, del A3, del A4 up to del AN. Now we have to calculate total flux of all these surfaces. For example, phi 1. Phi 1 is the flux passing through surface delta A1. So this will be equal to E1 delta A1, which is equal to E1 delta A1 cos theta. Obviously here cos theta is equal to 0. That's why this flux is equal to only E1 delta A1. In the same manner, phi 2 will be equal to E2 delta A2. In the same manner, phi 3 will be equal to E3 delta A3. And if we go up to n, then phi n will be equal to En delta AN. Now we have to calculate the total flux passing through these surfaces. So we need to add all these fluxes. So phi is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3 plus dot plus phi n. When I will write down all the values, then at the end I will get the result phi is equal to summation of all the surfaces into E dot delta A. Summation of all the surfaces into E dot delta A. As this E is electric field intensity and this is constant inside the sphere, that's why we take this E out of the summation surface. So we will take phi, total phi equals to E into summation of delta A. Now we need to find out the values of E as well as delta A. And by putting the values of E and delta A, we can get the value of phi. So the value of E is equal to Q over 4 pi epsilon naught 1 divided by r square. Say this is equation number 1 and this is equation number A. Now we have to find out the value of delta A. We need to find out the value of delta A, summation of delta A. Delta A is the total area enclosed by the closed spherical surface, and the total area of a closed spherical surface is always equal to 4 pi r square because this is a constant value. Say this is equation number B. Now using equation number A and equation number B in equation number 1, or we can say putting equation number A and equation number B in equation number 1, we get the value of total flux, which is equal to, instead of E, we may write down Q over 4 pi epsilon naught 1 over r square, and instead of summation of delta A, we may write down 4 pi r square. Now 4 pi is cancelled by 4 pi, r square is cancelled by r square, and we get only phi is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. So we can say that flux is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught, and we can define this equation like that: the electric flux through any closed surface is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. In this derivation, we have explained Gauss's law for a closed surface which is a regular shape. Now we have to derive relationship of Gauss's law for irregular closed surface. Irregular closed surface. I am going to draw this surface. This is an irregular closed surface having a number of charges distributed throughout the surface, like this is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 up to Qn at any point. Suppose this is area vector del A, I you can say, and this is electric field intensity EI at this point. Now we have to derive Gauss's law for this irregular closed surface, and you will see that the result will be same as for the closed surface. For this surface, the total electric flux through that closed surface is phi is equal to Q1 over epsilon naught, this is for Q1 charge, plus Q2 over epsilon naught, this is for second charge, plus Q3 over epsilon naught, this is for third charge, and plus dot 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 dot, plus the last one is Qn over epsilon naught. Now from this equation, epsilon naught is same, that's why it will be taken as common. So 1 over epsilon naught will be taken as common, and inside the bracket we may write down only Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus dot 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 plus Qn, as all these are charges. So instead of writing down all these values separately, we may write down only one value of summation having limits I equals to 1 to n. So summation is a number, I is a number whose value ranges from 1 up to n. 1 is the lowest value, n is the highest value, into Qi. To replace all these summation, we may write down only Q divided by epsilon naught. So what is the final result? The final result is phi E, that is the total flux, is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught, as this was same for the regular surface. So Gauss's law does not depend upon the shape, but it only depends upon charge enclosed by that surface. And again we can define for irregular shaped surface that the flux, electric flux through any closed surface or irregular closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. Thank you very much.